Nerding Out OG episode 2. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I am your host, Scotty827, butchering the intro for the fourth time, and joined here in studio with the awesomest, the coolest of the pie guys. Awesomepiguy, master of the radius and the diameter. Welcome to the show.
So that's actually not what my name is named after. It's named after a computer named a Raspberry Pi, but close enough. I do love Mac.
Here I see. Now that wouldn't be a great intro if I went to done something like that either, too. So here I am thinking you are a lover of circles and geometry, and we're a master of looking at the heavens because you just really love the number pi. But so Raspberry Pi, huh?
Yep.
Do you
Raspberry Pi.
do those things?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I'm gonna have to hit you up and learn that. So, Awesomepiguy, member House of L, international, Clash of Clans nerd, news junkie, reporter on the scene. He brings us a lot of the stories. So, welcome to the show, Pi. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm member House of L, like Scotty mentioned. I play Clash of Clans a lot, and yeah.
That's what you always say. I like Clash of Clans a lot. I play. How long have you been playing now?
So, since I've been playing consistently has been March, but I first picked up the game in 2018, I think. And that was back. Town Hall 12 was max. E-Drags were the biggest rage of the time. But yeah, I haven't really played consistently until March of this year.
So you just kind of started up, played a little, came back to it, or you just played for a little and then full on in?
Played for a little, kind of didn't have anybody to play with, and so it wasn't like, oh, I want to spend a ton of time doing this, hanging out with people. But now that I'm in this big clan of 50 people that are constantly active, it's a lot more fun to just the social aspect of it.
I suppose you probably did. You start in a clan with friends and stuff?
I did start in a clan with friends, but so it was my high school's clan. And during the summer, we just didn't play because we were all busy doing other things. And then they banned phones from the lunchroom, and so nobody was playing Clash of Clans anymore, and so we just kind of all fizzled out.
Well, that's a bummer. Well, but you're back, and since coming back, when you came back, what town hall level were you?
I came back as rushed Town Hall 8, and I only rushed to Town Hall 8 to join my buddy's clan.
Oh, so you were really still a baby.
Yeah, definitely.
And since starting up, what has been your focus or your strategy, or like what's your goal, like as a player, or your end game maybe?
My
You know what I mean?
My goal right now is to get to Town Hall set 16, maybe even a little higher than that. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, super so.
But yeah, my goal is to max heroes at every town hall and then go to the next one. Because if your heroes aren't upgrading, that it feels a lot longer the time that they're down. So it's better just to knock it off in the 1 year it takes on each hero, in my opinion.
So now everybody has to give a lot of props to Pie Guy because you do not use any hero basically because they're always down, right?
Except for during CWL.
So
I
CWL, they come up and then you'll war with them.
I'll war with them for CWL. Otherwise, I feel like I'm letting my claim down. And yeah, other than that, they're down all the time.
Oh my god. You are like the holy grail of like what I wished I could have done back in the day. Okay, so I gotta ask then. You've got your heroes down all month. CWL comes. What's that like?
I definitely have them up like 2 to 3 days before CWL starts, and then switch from my farming army to my warren army of hybrid, so hogs and miners with a queen charge, and just practice that for 3 days leading up to the CWL. And then I can usually 3-star people that are Town Hall 12, 13 in that range. I'm a Town Hall 13, by the way.
TH13. Uh wow. Okay. So now the other question is, okay, if you've got all your heroes down, what is your farming like before then? Like, do you have to have, I mean, you got to be hitting for DE all the time.
Yeah. I will not attack a base unless they have at least 10,000 Dark Elixir.
Okay. Man.
And then I'm usually good at sniping the Dark Elixir collectors and storages.
And then, so how do you focus your, so if you've got heroes, do you have 5 builders?
I have 6.
You got your 6 builder. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so you've got 4 on the heroes. How do you prioritize your defenses
So
or like your upgrades other than that?
I just hit Town Hall 13 the day before you hit 16. And so I'm very,
Brand
very
new.
new. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just keep,
Congratulations. You're a teenager.
yeah, right, exactly. It's teenage years. I'm no longer a
Very nice.
preteen. Um, but I'll keep like one big thing of each. So I'll keep my 4 heroes down, and then I'll keep a big elixir thing, so like an army camp down, and then my eagle at the same time. That way I'm looting for 2 different things. That's not like,
Yeah.
oh, my army 2 army camps are done in an hour, and they're 10,000 apiece, but I can only fit 15 million. I'm kind of screwed. So
Yeah.
I switch between gold and elixir with my 2 builders I have available.
Wow. That's what a different experience that's got to be. Just because, I mean, like when I came back, I was like, my, I was keeping 2 heroes down, or at least 1 hero down. And during the normal month, I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I'm selfishly,
You,
or well, not selfishly, I usually just buy like the cheap books of heroes as they come up.
yeah, I am free to play except for during the summer, and so I don't really have the options with Books of Heroes, but I get
Yeah.
one a month. I get at least one a month.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of just watch the deals and I don't know. I don't mind it so much. But I still do look for a bargain. I'm not like, oh, just any of them. Um,
Right.
so do you want to get into the TH17, uh, just a bunch of news?
Yeah.
Because I think we're both kind of burning to talk about this. So,
Yeah.
what is the what, Mr. Pie?
So today is Sunday. Supercell just put out
The
a
Hammer
video
Jam.
very, very early in the day titled "Hammer Jam is Missing" or something like that, and or "No Hammer Jam" was what it was. And something I
Followed
noticed in the
by,
video, it was talking about like the builder's hammer being missing, but it mentioned that the hammer went missing just a couple of days before Hammer Jam was about to start.
okay.
So that makes me think that Town Hall 17 is coming in November, possibly.
You think November?
I think November,
Okay.
because if Hammer Jam starts now, it's usually they run it for 2 weeks, skip a week, and then the Town Hall comes out.
Okay. So if that's okay, if that is the thing, so in that video, there was also the mention of hammering into the builder. Hammerless, a true crime podcast in a fantasy world. You shared that with me. It was 4
Yeah,
minutes and 11 seconds of a podcast, like a true crime documentary. Did you listen to it?
in a fantasy world.
In a
Yeah, I did
fantasy
listen to
world.
it. Yeah,
Who do you think did it? No, I'm just kidding. Uh,
I think it's the E-Dragon.
do you? Oh,
Yeah,
uh,
that's just me just saying random stuff.
okay. So now, so I'm looking at this screen here. You're telling me things, and so you're kind of laying out a timeline. I'm
Yeah,
wondering because in the Hammerless, a true crime podcast in a fantasy world that's on Spotify, it seems like it's going to be a serial event, like multiple episodes, because you get to the end of the first 4 minutes, and then it
yeah,
says it's like it's probably going to point to a bunch of different pieces, right?
yeah.
Then you've got your timeline. You said like 2 weeks and then a week off of Hammer Jam, but you've got I'm I'm kind of in the previous Hammer Jams. Did the hammer go missing?
No.
And as we're
So,
talking, I it's like gnawing at me, like the hammer being missing. Do
so
you,
here's my theory. They dropped that quote unquote podcast episode. What if they do that daily for like a week? And then when they get to the end of it, the hammer is found, so to say, and then it starts.
okay. Okay, so the Hammer Jam. So, that's what I was wondering. Like, is this so? If they're doing a true crime documentary type thing, would it be? Would that take a month? You know what I mean? Like, is it a whole season? I kind of think you would be right. Like, it would be better to do it as a everyday thing because people, otherwise people forget.
Right. Yeah. And like it's not exactly something people are gonna go look for every day, I don't think,
Or like if they forget, yeah, the week.
or every week. But I think like definitely with the 5 minutes long or whatever it was, that they could definitely do it daily.
All right, so then we also have the fact that the hammer is missing. Are you worried about the hammer? Just
Yes and no.
kidding.
Um, when I jumped back into the game after seeing that trailer, I was like, huh, I wonder if there's gonna be like a sign next to all the builders or something, but no, there's nothing there.
Yeah, because so here's what was kind of strange to me. It mentioned in there, and it may be in the video too, that the builders can't build without their hammer. Like,
Yeah.
I started to think, does that mean you can't build until you find something, right? Like
I would
solve
hope
the
not.
mystery, or is it unlock a new something? And
Yeah.
w- why it seems like a little bit of a puzzle that it will
Yeah.
make sense. Any thought, any
Well,
clue?
GCBC, or not GCBC. Shout out to GCBC for running CWL and being awesome and giving us a lot of information. But BD Legend made a video yesterday reacting to the trailer for the scenery, and they the warden's like altar thing was gone, and in its place was one with a builder hammer.
Oh.
So this whole hammer being missing possibly hints at a hammer inspired hero.
Was it just so? Was the hammer just on the altar of the warden, or was it with
So
other?
like the warden altar was gone. In its place was the altar. It was like the other heroes' altars, but the image instead of like the crown or whatever it is for the king in RC, it was replaced with a hammer.
Okay.
So like possibly hinting that the symbol of this next hero is a hammer.
So if it was going to be a hammered hero, what do you have any ideas, or have you like seen
It's either
anything?
it's either got to be justice themed because like the seasons is justice themed and hammer like your judge has a hammer, or the battle machine comes to the home village,
Oh,
or we get a second battle machine or something.
well, what is the master builder? Does it do anything in the other village specifically that, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Maybe I'm reading too much into it because as I'm, it's a true crime, and then like in the video they showed like those red lines connecting, like we're going to solve the mystery of it, but um maybe it is just he gets his hammer back, and when he gets his hammer back there's a jam.
That's totally possible.
uh and if it's a hammer jam, do you think it'll be loot and or I mean time and half resources, or you have an idea on that?
So I've never played through a hammer jam. So I
Me
don't
either.
really know much about them. I know that every time they do them, loot is half, and I don't really know much about why they wouldn't do time, so I can't really say anything about that. Personally, I hope they do time too, because that'd be awesome for my heroes. But yeah,
Yeah. And we had a really good idea about the heroes the other day. And as you're saying, kind of saying that altar thing, it kind of made me wonder if this could maybe eventually come to fruition. Because we were talking about what if the pet house, or what if the heroes had like a hero house, like a hero castle, and they were upgraded a lot like pets. And so you could just have one upgrading in there, and you would shorten all the upgrades, right? Is that what we had kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
worked
I
out
think we had talked about that, but
to like take
I
away? Oh,
since
yeah. Yeah, I
I
said
since came
take
up with
away
a problem
all
with
the
that.
levels. Okay. So
I
so my
it,
ideal was I think it was like take away all, make it instead of 100 levels to make it 20 levels on each hero like the pets.
yeah,
Each one gets longer, but you can use the ones that you have. And then eventually, as they added more heroes, then you could only take those couple in. Um, okay. And you since have thought about it, and
the problem is you have four heroes on defense, right? So if they did like a castle like that, you would have to have four of them
oh, oh,
because your
because,
heroes also work on defense.
or what if that builder thing was like their, like that was like the place marker for it where they rest?
Oh, so
Do you know
like
what
you
I'm
can
saying?
so instead of So like you have the 4 altars, and then you choose which hero goes on which one, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that would be
Yeah,
kind
that'd
of
be
interesting,
interesting.
right? Because if you have, okay, so let's say, and and when you said the building altar, and that's now I know why it was connected in my brain. Because if you had that pet house, if you had, let's say, yeah, like 4 altars, so not only could you have, and then you had 5 heroes, and remember how they're talking about like not wanting to increase everything, not put like a ton of,
Yeah, with the ore levels.
yeah, that you could instead put, instead of like if they've got a 5th hero, um, or then they add a 6th hero or 7th hero, uh, then you could play different defenses based on the hero,
Yeah, right.
right? So in a nutshell, it is like a hero house. Uh, they look like the pets. The levels get combined, and so in the end, it would still take you the same amount of time to get them up,
Right.
to get them all to the certain um, level, and then it would also limit the base and also kind of build it out for adding more and more stuff in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we invented it, and maybe this altar thing is another is a if they did the altar and that's how it worked, like you could choose which hero was on defense. Because like
Yeah.
like the king, if they add another builder and then you put in or another hero, sometimes the king like is just easy to take out, and then you could customize it for the defense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Supercell, we are for hire. We talked about that for a long time that one night.
So I've actually looked at their like job list, like find a career with us page, and there was an opening for a senior developer, but not for Clash of Clans, just some new project that they
Oh,
didn't
really?
specify what. Yeah.
Would you do it?
But if I if I was a couple more years advanced in my education and out of college, I probably might apply for it, but definitely not now.
And you'll remember Scotty 827 when you get there. I can just
Yeah.
tell you what's the what. You can
I'll tell them that
get
they need to hire you as their manager.
yeah. Bring me in, give me a tour. That would be pretty nice. Um so have you been watching, or what do we know about TH17, this event, Hammer Jam, anything like that? Anything new?
So they did not say for sure that Town Hall 17 would be when they introduce a fifth, sixth, seventh hero, but they said that was the plan for their future. I definitely think that it is 17 because I know you and Tip were talking about this last week, but um the levels on the equipments aren't going to change. So like there's not going to be a level of 30 epic equipment now. And I think that's possibly because you need to be leveling up equipment for another hero. That's why they're not increasing it.
Oh, it'd be too much of a demand.
Yeah.
I did notice on the news, I think it was the news, the Justice season, right? And maybe
Yeah.
it was in the video, that background image of that hall. So it kind of reminds me of like the Hall of Justice from
Yeah.
Superman.
Right.
But there was an eagle in that too, which makes me think that this type of thing might be the theme of Town Hall 17.
Yeah, definitely. And like in one of the trailers, there was a barracks that was all black from Clash of Clans themselves, and that's not in the game. And the barracks level is always for the unlocks the town hall before. And with this
Oh.
with Town Hall 16, the new barracks matched Town Hall 16 and not Town Hall 15's theme. And so that kind of makes me think that it's a darker theme and that scenery fits in with that darker theme.
Do you think they could possibly make it make a super troop barrack?
That would be interesting. Because they did talk
Because
about reworking super troops.
if you had that, like, here's how I could see that. If it was something like that. So let's say it's a Town Hall 17 thing, right? Or 16 and or 15, even, the top end um, can do the super troops. You can get the super troop barrack, but maybe that um, if you don't have the barracks, you can boost them. You know what
Interesting.
I'm like lower town halls, like could
Yeah.
because you've got that framework right there. Although I mean I don't know why you wouldn't just like do it all like it was, um but maybe that's just it's something they introduce so can use more of them or several at a time. Or maybe they rework the spacing on them and so I don't know.
Yeah.
My brain just starts going wild. Any
So
other things you noticed in there too?
this is purely hopes and dreams of mine, but I hope that they merge all of the collectors into one, kind of like they did with the barracks a few years ago.
Really?
And then you don't have to worry about upgrading them as much.
Would that take away from like the defensive buildings though?
Well, it would give them more room for defensive buildings, but
Yeah, I guess I mean like so I've been working on catching up my village. Now I'm in Town Hall 16. I'm like, okay, I want to pump this up and finish this out. And so I was like looking at doing those collectors. And I've started to kind of fill in those little things that maybe I just avoid until my defenses were done. But I was thinking, I bet having those up a little bit, it's gonna just put more HP and, hold them back a little bit longer.
yeah,
But if you combine them, it could just be a higher HP building.
it could be. People have been talking online about a new defense, but I'm pretty sure Supercell and AMA said with this town hall they're focusing more on merging defense is like it's possible that we're gonna merge a whole bunch of defenses at 17 and them not necessarily introducing a new defense here and more just focused on the merging of defenses.
It'd be kind of cool if you could make combinations, like
Yeah.
merge this one to this one and create
Oh,
this
that would be
machine.
awesome if you could pick and choose which merge
Yeah,
together
like
to
a
like a mortar
cannon
and a
mortar.
wizard.
Yeah, yeah, like a mortar wizard or like it would give it. Yeah, like each one would get a different ability. Which I suppose, that could be something down the road, like Town Hall 20, if you can't put more stuff on the board. Be a way to
Yeah. Tip Dogs Town Hall.
Tip Dogs Town Hall. Yeah,
And
Tip
we would like
Dogs.
to mention that the reason he's not here has to do with recording time and not the fact that he was thrown in jail because of being rowdy at a soccer game.
Yeah. So he was Tip was unavailable this weekend. And in the last podcast, he was going to his son's soccer game and they were playing for second. And we were a little worried that Tip might get in a fist fight. And so he didn't end up in jail from a fist fight. He ended up in jail for indecent exposure. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Sounds like Tip Dog.
No, but they are still in the running. I'm happy to report. And I will find out from him next week how the rest of the games go. I'm excited about. We are anything else on TH17? Anything on Worlds that we want to
So
mention? Apparently, there was a big upset. Maybe is it an upset? Wasn't quite following.
yeah, so Navi going into it, a lot of people were thinking that they were gonna win the whole thing because they're a really good structured team and they have a lot of good attackers there. And they did not win a single match going into Worlds.
What do you mean? Like,
So it's what's called a round robin. So they take three teams. There's six teams in total, but they break them up in
okay,
groups of three.
okay,
So Team A will face Team B. C, Team C will face Team B, and then Team A and C will face each other. And whoever does the two teams that do the best out of that move on. So Navi facing their opponents went to war with, I don't remember the exact teams, but they went to war with Team A and they lost that war, and then they went to war with Team C and they lost that war too, and people were expecting them to win the whole thing.
and they didn't. And you said they didn't have any wins going into Worlds.
Or in Worlds,
Okay,
they did not
okay,
win
I
a
gotcha.
war. They did not win a single
Oh,
war at the world event.
okay.
Um, I will say
Synchronicity,
though, on the
synchronic.
sec on the second
Oops.
and third day, I the first day I missed putting in predictions, but the second and third day I put my predictions in and I got all six of those right.
I saw that you did that. So there was something on the esports tab that it said do your predictions, and then you shared something, and I went in and I predicted something, but I don't
How'd you do?
know. Well, I don't remember what I. How do you find out how you did?
It's events.supercell.com.
Oh, and then do you get a reward? Yeah, I still have
It
it on
should
me.
have they should have already been added to your account when you log into the game.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know what I did. I might have.
Interesting. Yeah, see, Chronic ended up winning the whole thing, which after Navi was eliminated, nobody really didn't expect to see Chronic to win.
And why is that? Is synchronic new?
No, like people did expect them to win.
Oh, they did.
Right. Basically,
Oh,
everybody was expecting them to win once Navi got kicked out.
so what did you get for your predictions?
I got some resources and training potions, I think.
So I didn't even know this was a thing. So under that, you could predict for the worlds, go in and put yourself. I think I only did one day of it. After I saw your thing, I went in there. You got to pick. I think I did it. I hope I did it right. Um, and it looks like I got 85 points for it. And so there's like a free um
Yeah.
reward.
Well, if you're able to watch the live stream, you can do like reactions and it'll give you points for that too. But that wasn't
Oh,
really possible for me because it was like 3 a.m. that it was happening and I wanted to
yeah.
sleep.
I kind of wanted to check it out yesterday, but it was so late. I was trying to like do the math on when it was going to be.
Definitely the only reason I watch these things is for the free rewards.
So, did you go back and rewatch all like the videos or parts of them or?
No, I did not. I only wanted the free rewards, if I'm being honest.
You're just in it for
And
the
speaking of free
freebies.
rewards, some of the rewards on there are ores, and I know you and me had talked about this, but I would like to see in the game if every time you complete your builder base daily bonus, that if it'd be cool if you got ores there too. And it would encourage people to play builder base.
Yeah, that's right. Because we were talking about it. Um, a- and you'd mentioned like if the builder base, because it's not really being used, the whole thing would make sense to mine ore and
Yeah,
those type of resources over on that island.
right. Make
And,
a building
and
similar to the gem mine, but for ores.
and then what could you imagine if it was like um one of those things where you had uh sorry, did you hear a noise? Was it anything?
I didn't hear a noise.
Okay.
The fan
I'm
on
just
my laptop shut
no
off.
no, it was just I thought maybe somebody came into the room. I just wanted to double check.
No,
Um okay, sorry about that. Um I forgot what I was saying.
the ores.
Oh, and the one other thing, and did we talk about this too? Like, what if over there, like you put it down there so it's like mining, right?
Yeah,
But what if you had to defend it?
interesting.
You put that stuff over there, you
Because you
have
don't
it.
lose any resources in builder base
Yeah, you don't, there's really nothing, there's no skin
to
in the game
lose.
really. So you put the couple different mines over there. It's a resource that people can steal from one another. Maybe not very big amounts, just like little amounts, but enough, that
Like one or two.
more. Yeah, yeah, even something really small that over time is gonna really lead to like a bunch. Um,
Yeah,
so it'd be a reason to attack over there, and then you could do it so that way. Well, I don't know if I'd like it. But if you had to defend it, it would give you a reason to build up your builder base instead of just for attacking.
yeah,
But I suppose higher levels too could give you more rewards.
possibly. Um, and then me and IR4 were also talking about this in clan chat, but they could also possibly make it like the Forge, where you give it resources and it spits out um ores over time.
Oh,
Or
like
even
what
just
kind of
make that just
resources?
builder based resources to encourage people to play builder base.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, maybe so. Well, you got this hammer jam, right? You got talking about the builder's hammer, the builder. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's something with that base too. Maybe there's a connection. Seems like we're
Maybe.
missing it. We just can't
We'll find
figure
out
out
in
the
a few
mystery.
weeks. We'll find
Oh
out in a
man,
few weeks.
this is gonna keep me up at night, really, trying to solve this. If they wanted to put it like there were those little red strings, um,
Yeah,
could be cool. Could be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Um, CWL is happening. What did you do to prepare besides your heroes? Or how's it going? So we for this month CWL, what we decided to do again, and I'd like to get your take on this too. Um, the first few, if you listen to the podcast, you'd probably know about our CWLs, and the last two, um, it was just straight up 16s practically against our 16s and 14s and some 13s. You were in the one, right? Or no, you were
no,
over and you went to Angry Wookiees for that one.
I've always either been in Angry Wookiees, but this time I'm in L2.
Yeah, and so we also wanted to level up uh L2 because I didn't realize at the time that it was going to be so that it was low on the league.
Yeah,
And at the same time, you guys were over in Angry Wookiees leveling that up, and that kind of fell into the 15-14 range.
right.
And there are tons of minis. And so, how is the war over there? L2 is in which league? Gold? No, not
We're
gold.
in like
What?
Silver 1, I think.
Silver 1.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Um,
does L2's matchup roster look like? And then what does their roster look like?
so our roster is mainly 13s and 12s with, I think, a 15 and a 16, and then a 10 and a 9, and maybe a couple of 11s. And then our opponents, like across the board, are mostly just like Town Hall 9s with like 14 being maxed. And then there's two clans in there that are relatively equal to what we have, but everybody else is just free.
Oh.
So
So there's
like
a good chance you're going to promote.
everybody's attacking somebody. Yeah, if we don't get first place, I said this in clan chat in L2. If we don't get first place, I'm crying. Like we should sweep this.
So what do you think it'll take then? So if these are like 9s, right? You're kind of thinking like it'd be right where consistently where maybe 9s should be if that's like the normal. Everybody else is probably trying to level up from
Yeah,
where
tens,
getting new
elevens
members.
would nines, tens, elevens would be and typically in that range, and we're definitely over level for our league.
Do you think it's going to be if with just this roster as it is right now and there's no change, right? Let's just pretend uh well, just kind of match up. Like, what league do you think L2 should be in right now?
Honestly, I think like the lower end of Crystal, probably.
And yeah, and that's not. And how many wars is that going to take to get there?
That's gonna take like 3 or 4 to get there.
3 or 4. And by that time, and then everybody's leveled up a little bit, so it's
Right.
probably okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
is that
I
fun?
also noticed what's that?
Is that fun, or would you rather be hitting much harder?
It's fun because it's easy to do, but it's also I kind of feel bad because these I hit a 12 to oh I hit an Town Hall 11 today, and I'm Town Hall 12, and they didn't even have theirs Infernos built, and it's like, well, I could just send in my
Sorry.
Royal Champion and solo it with her.
Don't, don't sign up for CWL if you don't want your feelings hurt, is what you're really trying to say.
Yeah, don't if you're next month if you're gold 3, don't sign up for CWO. We will crush you. Um, but yeah, Angry Wookiees is in Masters 3 this month, and you guys are on Masters 2. So I'm almost wondering if like next month we might have Angry Wookiees versus House of L and at CWL.
Oh man, that would be wild, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be cool. Yeah, because looking at the rosters between the two, and I'm just kind of going by memory. So, like in splitting them up, what what ended up happening was basically saying, well, that one CWL was like, and it was really fun with like people hitting up, and it was really fun and exciting, but it was really exhausting too. I don't know what it was. It was just like and a lot of it has been about like making sure everybody gets in and everybody's like in places where there's troops, and there's because like even
Yeah.
in L, if you guys go somewhere else, it gets really quiet. And we've got newer players too, and in just looking at the breakdown from like last month and just who's all progressed and went up in town halls, it ended up being like it, the first 10 in L were single account TH16s. We could have actually pulled out enough 16s together to just do a 15 um, V15 with just 16s.
Yeah.
But what we're really doing is favoring like main account first and then second accounts. But between now and next CWL or the CWL afterwards, I mean, we could have almost done 30 30 in L in a 15v15. But what's kind of cool and what's kind of happened accidentally is that it's at least worked out where we've got a place for everybody to go, um that's not going to just be like just get killed, like
Yeah.
an 11 in our war, but can still participate and have fun. So that's kind of cool to see, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think War Pigs Mini is like a Town Hall 9, and he's playing in L2 with us.
Yeah, feral swine, I
Yeah.
think.
And if he was
Yeah,
in Masters 2, Masters 3, his base would just get crushed.
yeah. And then you look at it and you're just sitting there like hopelessly going, "Oh, let me try to get a 2." I mean, I think even
Right.
when we started CWL up again, it was like, "Oh God, we're gonna maybe get killed." And when it's just so overmatched, it's fun when you can pull it out and there's like a few of it, but when it's just kind of constantly across the
When
board
the
getting
best you can
just
hope
kicked in
for
the
is a two
teeth.
star.
Yeah, yeah, and it's all right. Like if I think in like regular war, if you get kicked, but like for some reason the CWL just seems like really grueling. Because I don't know about you, but like I look at my base. Like last night, I'm like I just have to hit because I can't look at this base anymore. I'm like I got to get it done, or I'm gonna keep thinking about it. Uh, the first couple days, I'm going, yes, this is really exciting. Let's do it. And then by day 4 or 5, I'm starting to get tired. And then as we wind down, go, oh my God.
Um, with Town Hall 9, you can't really hit up with hopes of 2 stars because you don't get the blimp. You can't request a siege machine until Town Hall 10, and it's really hard to guarantee a 2 star if you don't have a blimp. If you're hitting up like 3 4
Yeah, I
town halls.
suppose. Yeah, I suppose, I guess, yeah, unless you came log roller at the TH.
No, because you don't have a siege machine
Oh, you don't
at
have
Town
any
Hall
siege
9.
machine.
No, you
Oh,
can't request a siege machine until 10.
okay. See, I think it keeps coming up, and as we talk, like even in clan chat or whatever about a mini, um, and maybe I was thinking this is when I start to get into those really long upgrades, where it's just I just have there's not much I can do and I have downtime. Then I think I'm gonna pull up a mini because honestly I did my mini before, but wow, I don't know about all that stuff. Right? I haven't gone through that in a long time. But
Yeah.
my
Well,
sanity demands.
when you were Town Hall 10, you couldn't get siege machines there anyway because siege machines didn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
We
definitely
had corded telephones still in a lot of places,
yeah, I think
right?
back when Town Hall 10 was max, I had a corded telephone.
Right? I mean, things change a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, Town Hall 10 is definitely easier after Town Hall 12 came out and you could get a siege machine.
What? Okay, and this made me think too. So you're Tunnel 13 now. What
Yeah.
you get all the heroes. No, you don't get the hero. You don't
Yeah.
get the Royal Champion until 14. Okay,
Yes, I do. I get the Royal Champion at 13.
okay. I can't. It's been a few months. Trying to remember. Oh, you don't get the pet house till 14.
14.
That's game changer. What does your equipment cap out at?
I can get it to level 15 for common, and then epic can go to 18.
Okay. Okay.
So right now I have Healer Puppet and Magic Mirror maxed for my Town Hall, and that combination I call Queen Charge in a can because you just pop the ability and you get a really, really good Queen Charge right off the bat for free. And then I use Vamp Stash and Spiky Ball at 18. and 15.
Do you find like getting the ore for the equipment is too tough?
I do not personally, but
Because like you're at um so maybe you were a little behind, right? Because you probably already had uh you had an account beforehand and then the hero equipment came out. And so did they give you any boost at all or give you any levels on the equipment when you started
no,
playing again?
because I had like maybe a level 5 queen king when I left, and that's only like the smallest level ability, so it didn't give me
Oh,
any
okay.
levels.
And then like
That would have been nice.
when you were at 12 before you went to 13, did you have all your equipment maxed out
No,
or
I did not.
are you like really behind on some pieces of equipment?
So eh, I think I have basically everything except for the barbarian and archer probably at 10. And then I have the spiky ball vamp stash, eternal tome, magic mirror, and stuff like that at its max level when I went up.
Okay. Yeah, because I
I
was wondering
don't
how it would be.
really I don't really switch out my equipments that much.
Yeah, me either. I'm starting to do it a little bit. That's kind of what I was wondering because, this stuff was Tip and I talked about it, talked with other guests, and it was like everybody saying, we can't get enough ore to max out equipment fast enough. But when I was going up to 15 or when I was in 15, I realized that those levels capped. And if you were progressing through the game, like every time an equipment is introduced, you wouldn't be able to take it all the way up, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's kind of built into the game now where um, the the cost factor should factor in, so it probably is doable at every town hall level till you get
yeah.
up there.
It's more of a
Um,
choice, like you gotta pick one and stick with it, kind of thing.
Goes pretty fast, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice, and I think they're going to either have to reduce the cost of stuff or Um,
Give us a new way to get
probably,
ores.
yeah. I mean, eventually, because you can only have so much time, right? And
Yeah.
um, you can't just you wouldn't want to put out there like the ore is gonna be, X amount of amount of time. You're gonna add years before you can get all the ore. You'd have to like shorten it somehow.
Right. And the only way you can like get a good amount of war is you have to play every single day, war every single day, get your star bonus every single day. That's the only way to get wars right now. And it's nice to be able to just like, I'm not gonna play Clash of Clans for 2 days, but I'm not gonna be behind on ores because I've got like an ore mine or something like that.
Yeah, I noticed that if I don't get enough attacks in during the day, my shield kind of goes that I get really hit hard for loot too now.
Yeah,
Those updates, which I kind of just felt this week because it had been a while since I hadn't been able to really get in a ton,
yeah.
or
Are
like
you
throughout
thinking
the day.
now that you're 16, are you thinking about committing to Legends?
Oh, hi. It's like you know me so well. No, I don't know. I'm starting to think about it a little bit. Uh, I don't. Okay, so I didn't really think I would do it for a while, but this weekend when I was raiding, um, I sorry, when I was this weekend when I was raiding, I I got so much loot. I got too much loot, and I was sitting there, and my builders were. I was gonna have to wait like a day for my builders, and I've been in a spot because I've been playing catch up where I basically have something free every day, or I'm just like going with the shortest. Oh my god! Hold on.
Yeah.
Every time I turn
Are
these damn ringers off. So I'm just going with the shortest and just trying to get it done. And I'm kind of wondering now, I think I'm at a point where I'm getting in the range where I might be able to get enough loot from Legend League
Legends.
to, yeah.
Yeah. Have you merged your cannons and archer towers yet?
No, I have not. I'm finishing my cannons. We got,
Okay.
I got just like one more, I think I got like three, I got one more round on three of them to go. Um, those are all in range though. Like, I'm like, okay, these are
Okay.
about max out. They'll be TH15 level. They're ready to go. Um,
Okay.
Archer towers are
Because
done.
I know Supercell said that you have to merge before you can go to Town Hall 17.
And when you told me that, I put the rush on my cannons and decided to finish those out. And I thought they were a little bit further ahead. And of course, it's like I just keep finding another cannon. Just like, oh, there's another one I
Mm.
need to upgrade. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm almost done with those.
Nice.
I hammer or oh, I got, and this is a wild thing, right? I got my eagle done. I got my
Yep.
scatter shots done this week. I
Yep.
got my research facility done. My
Okay.
research facility, my lab, my pet house done.
Both levels.
Nope, just one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do the.
The clan castle. You skipped the clan castle.
I skipped the clan castle. I didn't do the hero equipment thing yet. I don't
Oh,
think.
okay. I think that only gives you extra storage for ores, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
really
was like,
matter that much.
and when we had talked, it was like we were sitting there on Discord, and that's when I realized, and when I really said, like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna go to 16, like right now, because no army
Nope.
camps. I
Right.
didn't have
No
to do
army
that.
camps.
No
And
workshop to upgrade.
clan castle
Um,
doesn't really do anything.
yeah, but I think I'm gonna get that thing done like as soon as possible because my guess is that you're gonna need that upgraded to go to TH17. That's what I
Yeah, I don't
think.
know.
Um, and so Eagle scatter shots, and then my I got a bunch of troops done. I got my healers, my Yetis, or no, not my Yetis, my Root Riders, my minions, my bowlers, and my Root Riders done this week with
Nice.
spare books and stuff from like the event thing and a couple that maybe I'd gotten or I bought or whatever, I can't remember. And then a couple hammers because I'd saved from last month. And then I did also a poison spell. So it's like, wow, I couldn't believe it in 1 week. And this is what happened at TH15 too. I think because I was
Yeah.
saving up my stuff, it just hit really. Um, I got a bunch of stuff done right away. So I feel like, and when I went to TH15, I was a lot further behind on things. Um, so I think I'm in a good spot that
Yeah.
I might be a rush TH17, but I might stay at 16 for a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think you and me also talked about this on Discord, but I'm pretty sure that upgrading your town hall to 17 will be the action of murder your eagle with your town hall.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because they said they were confident that Town Hall 17 will get merged with the Town Hall, but that would mean when you start out at 17, it would already have to be merged. So the action of upgrading it is probably going to be it merging.
And that makes sense too, right? Because like everybody else, or for all the other ones, it's like that Inferno or the stuff on
Yeah,
the weapon. And so
right.
with those other defenses, yeah, and then you could put it in like what do you think it would be? Like a 28-day upgrade or something? Something
28
crazy.
day? I don't think so. I would hope not.
21 day.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think it would have
20,
to be the action of it to get to the next town hall. And then you merge it and you're instantly 17.
and then what? Oh yeah, I wonder if they'd put levels on that then too, like on the eagle. Oh,
Yeah. I
that's
think
gonna yeah.
you would definitely want to use a hammer on that because your base layout would just be weird for or not necessarily hammer or book, one of the two. Because your base layout would be weird for that transition period between 16 and 17 while it's upgrading.
Yeah. Well, and that's weird right now because now I've got those four defenses to merge. So what I was thinking was that throughout this month now, I'll save those books or like save my CWL medals and I have um one more, like enough for one more hammer of building. Then I could
Okay.
um do the merge on all of those and try to do those all like this month and get everything ready to go up.
Yeah, I
It
don't know if
depends
you
on,
can hammer the merges because I know when you place a new building, you can't use a hammer on it.
oh really?
Yeah, because I tried to hammer my scatter shots, but that it wouldn't let me.
They wouldn't let you hammer them, huh?
No, because it was a new building being placed. It has to be an upgrade, not a placement.
Well, it seems like every time I talk to you,
I
I
just
find out
disappoint you.
something that well, no, but I find out something that I like. I'm glad that I find out now, even though it's a little bit of I'd be really disappointed later on. Um,
If you went to merge it and it wouldn't let you use a hammer.
Yeah, because I would have been saving because I've got 140 hammers or metals sitting there thinking, okay, well now I'm gonna hold off so I can do one a week. Um, but I don't know. So now like that'll be four books. Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, back to the drawing board. Who knows? It's kind of weird with those events and stuff like how the event pass the mashup. You can buy you can kind of switch your
Extra late
focus.
metals.
Yeah, like the extra ones, like some months, like this month I used the mashup metals to buy books of fighting. And then sometimes it's like on those books of building that I'll just use them.
Yeah.
And so I can kind of switch that up. But now I've got my army that I've been using pretty much. Oh, and I did my E-Titans this week too, which is, yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
months and
I'm looking
months
forward
of
to the
that.
day I get those unlocked.
They're really cool. And I guess Synchronic had used some in their attacks. Uh, Tyler, and I have to give a big shout out to Tyler, shared in Discord a guide. And I'm going to look at it right now if I can find it. It was a guide to the quad hero strategy, it was called. Um, and it was, I'm trying to find out. Just wanted to pull up this guy, Leo Ariel, I think. Leo's Lemonade was on Substack. But he had this. He gave this essay. It's like a TH16 quad hero strategy guide, and it was awesome because it broke all these things down in just like in a tutorial, right? Like, but it's on like written instructions. And so he's got
Hmm.
like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then it is broken down so crazily. If you printed it out, it would probably be about a 35 page, 40-page document,
Oh, wow.
56-page document uh with the pictures, maybe even more. I don't know. But I looked through it, and what was really cool about it, uh have to figure out where to share this. It just starts it from like, hey, here's what it is. It shows you like proof, like these things are going, and then it says, 3 phases. Then it talks, and then it gives you like a time remaining, and it breaks it down by when you should queen walk, like from it's like a bar graph, and you've got queen walk, and then the recall comes up, and it basically just has the time, and then it talks about like the different combinations and in pet combinations, but it does it in a way that was like, oh, I don't know, it was both instructional and just versatile. And then at the same time, I'm like looking through this going, it really like identified strategy in it that could be construed, like you could use it for anything. So I got into this and I was like, I got a good idea of what was going to go on. It was Leo Ariel. I bet if you search that, essays, Leo's Lemonade, TH16 Quad Hero Strategy Guide. Uh, by the time I got done reading through it, I had kind of enhanced or thought about just how I can enhance the things I'm doing already. Like, oh, that's why this defense is working really well, and just a lot of food for thought. So thanks to Tyler for sharing that. I just thought it was super cool. Did you get a chance to
Interesting.
look at that?
I did not.
Okay.
Not
Yeah, I
yet,
suppose
anyway.
it doesn't really pertain to you, but um,
That makes me not want to be. It makes me dread being Town Hall 16 someday
I was really
because like
dreading it.
that much planning, you have to go into your attacks, and it seems crazy to me right now.
I think it's about the same though. I mean, okay, I the attacks, the amount of pressure, everything. It seems like it's the same. It's just you get better tools, so and you're just more practiced. I think a little bit too. Um, and there's more moving parts, and then you've got, siege machines and stuff like that. I was nervous this last week going up. I don't know why, but I was like, oh God, what's it gonna be? Am I gonna get a loot penalty, for
Yeah,
farming? Because sometimes it just sucks. And as soon as I got my troops leveled up, it's like, oh, the biggest thing was getting used to the new graphics of like, oh, like of
everything's red.
everything's red, red. But even when you're attacking, because I was attacking TH16s in the wild a bunch, like maybe 40%, 30% of the time.
Yeah,
But the attacks when I'm consistently doing, it's like, oh, I don't know what that light show is, or I can't tell if that brightness in that, there's a lot of shit going on in that core. Is it going well? I can't, it's like just getting
yeah,
used to all the new things. That was really kind of tough.
yeah.
But
The
I'm,
Inferno beams look different at Town Hall 16, in my opinion.
yeah, they were, it was, I don't even know what was different. It like some things are kind of blending in a little bit, or you see those infernos just go brighter than they've ever been, and all of a sudden you just don't know how your
Is
troops are
everything
going to hold
dying?
up. Yeah. And then I don't know, I felt like too when the troops did get leveled up, I do feel like they must all rebalance a little bit. It's not probably just identical, HP wise, like what it goes up to what it was. So I think things went a little bit, some of them go a little bit farther, some of them go a little bit shorter. I could just
Yeah,
be crazy, but that's how it seems to me. Um, but it's good, and I think you'll be excited once you get there, especially just
yeah.
because of the pets. Once you get the pets, you're gonna.
Was your fear about your attacks, or is your fear about being afraid of peanut butter or super glue?
Oh my
moments.
God. Oh, a little bit of both, to, to be honest. I don't know. I think, yeah, for one time, I think I was like finally doing like really well on attacks. And I think I did have like a pause of like, well, here goes stepping into the big leagues. Uh, but yeah, just like the first war, it was like, here goes, starting at
Yeah.
scratch again. And, you know, you just get the hang of it finally, like just like when you were probably just getting to maybe the end of a tunnel, maybe you don't really feel that. But like getting to the end of 14, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just getting the hang of. I go up and it's just like, oh man. And then you
Yeah.
struggle. And then that first war, and I was hitting bases in the wild and doing well. And I thought, well, maybe I can just step in. And it was like, nope, everything's a little out of
Yeah.
whack. So, um, but I felt like my first CWL attack went really well. I 3-starred it, and I felt like, oh, that I got the power in that attack. So I'm hoping things go well for that. And it's right before CWL too.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm playing with the big boys, I
Yep.
guess.
We're just a couple months away from pro player Scotty 827.
Oh man,
All
can
the
you
east
imagine?
the
I'm gonna
whole
buy myself
esports
a jacket.
ab, the
Oh
full
yeah.
esports ab will
Oh
just be
my
Scotty
god.
827.
Yeah, right. Honorable mention. It'll be in the very bottom corner of the esports. Would you want to do tournaments and stuff?
Yeah, I've definitely thought about it. That'd be cool to participate, but we'll see
Well,
if I stay interested in the game for that long.
yeah. Yeah, you never know, right? You get busy or and it's really not too far away. I was looking at the L roster and thinking about like, well, in 4 months or 5 months even, like depending on who's still, you know, if everybody's still there, like our roster is just gonna really fill out and we're gonna be able to like customize it.
Yeah.
You know, like
We're
run
gonna have
bigger
like
wars
we're gonna have
and
like two full 16 CWLs in like 4 months.
yeah, that's what doing that roster this time and seeing the amount of people that were going up, I was like, wow. And
Yeah.
where people had been just a couple ago. So
Like Angry Rookies, it's all 14s right now and 15s.
yeah, and as I was moving, and that was kind of the natural where things were falling anyways. And then I think I had actually put you guys in there, um, and then it was move some 15s over from L because there was too many over there, and then it was like they're right in range of 15, 14s. I think Chew told me how they're doing, but I forgot to. I can't remember what he said right
Yeah.
now. Um,
Honestly, I was a little upset that I wasn't in Angry Rookies because of how many league medals I get, but I definitely feel I did not belong there because I'm not that high level.
oh, because oh yeah, the bonus thing. Forgot about
Yeah.
that. Well, damn. Sorry
I'm
about that.
not
Yeah, I
like
didn't even think
saying
about that.
I'm not saying like you made a bad decision, but like
Yeah, yeah. How much is the difference? Probably a lot of difference, isn't it?
I think I'm only gonna get like 100 grid medals this month or something like that.
Oh, CWM. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Versus what would it have been in?
I think like 250 or something like that.
Holy crap.
Because
Oh,
I
I
think that's
suppose that's
about
if you win. Because I
yeah,
haven't.
right,
Yeah.
because we've been winning like the past three.
Yeah. And we've just been holding an L.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. I mean, how that works, but yeah, that's a bummer. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Like it's definitely the spot where I fit in, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and
But
it'll fill out more and more every.
that's why we need to get L2 up in Crystal.
Yep. And couple short months. I had no idea that it was. solo when we went over. I was thinking we were gonna split two 16s into, or two, like two big, the 30-30 we had, I thought, but we would have been in just a crazy low
Yeah.
league. So, well, should we do some shout outs or anything else you wanted to get to
Yeah, we
before we
can
wap
move
up?
to shout outs.
Shout outs
I'd
this
like
week then.
I'd like to shout out Swimboy, uh, Hurricane Killer
Swimmy.
Swimboy.
He said that in
Uh,
that chat.
yeah, he went swimming during a hurricane. Do not advise.
It
Insane guy.
survived.
Yeah,
I
we're both in the
wonder.
college age range, so we definitely have. It feels like a lot more connection between me and him than the rest of L. But yeah, he's a cool guy to get around and chat with.
I have to find out where he
Um,
got his T-shirt.
and I'd like to shout out GCBC as well because like he definitely has taught me a lot of things with my attacks and Tip Dog too.
That's awesome. Yeah, those guys know how to strategize. Yeah, and I'm gonna shout out GCBC. I think there's a lot of work too. He shares a lot of the strategy videos. And even looking through Discord, I didn't even realize there were certain channels with more strategy guides, which is really cool. So, um, big shout out to him for taking the time to post those things. And
It
uh,
definitely feels like he's the teacher of the clan,
oh yeah, he knows what he's doing
along
for
with Tip
sure.
Dog.
and and I think that would be like in some ways like too, it would be great for me to be able to do someday to do a mini, just to be able to help give advice or to experience that too, and
Yeah,
so they've got them in all these different things, so they're so attuned to like different attacks, and
yeah.
it has literally been over 10 years since I was a TH7, so things are a little rusty. Other shout outs.
Um, I'd like to shout out dot as well because like he's a buddy of mine that I know from college and just came back to the game after like 3 months of not playing. So yeah, it's cool to.
And
He's definitely looking to me for advice and what he
it's
should upgrade, what he shouldn't upgrade.
I don't know what to call them. I don't know what to call them in my head. Dot, dot, dot. Do I call them ellipses?
Well,
Or
he
like,
put
and I'm trying to shout, nice job. Dot, dot, dot. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation point. I was
yeah,
like,
he did that because he didn't know what to put, and it
no,
just stayed
no,
there.
it's cool. It's cool. I was just being funny. Um, and
He's
what
the
TH
man
was
without
he?
a name.
Yeah. Dot, dot, dot. I was like, I had never seen that, that I can remember in all these years. Uh, what TH level was he?
He's Town Hall 11 right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I noticed there's another TH11 Warrior J that came in uh as well. And so I'm with L2 kind of getting ramped up. I'm like, oh, okay, I could kind of see where um even with just minis that there could be some room to do some stuff over there too. Other shout outs?
I think that's about it.
Well, I
Or
will.
Scotty827 for hosting me. I want to shout
Oh,
out
well,
Scotty827,
thanks for coming on
legendary man.
thanks for coming on and chatting with me. I do want to shout out three new co-leaders in the House of L. Beer Zombie, Daddy O, and Ahel, who I think you've all heard of. And in
Number 6 in the
honor,
US.
yeah, number 6 in the US. And in honor of Carl from the Crystal to Join podcast, their award for becoming co-leader in the House of L is going to be an executive parking pass. Um, so they can pick that up anytime that they like. So welcome co-leaders. Uh, Shout out to Tip. Uh, the tack that I've been watching of his has been really cool to see, and not everybody, few people have been practicing it. I've been practicing a variation of it, and it's been really cool to play with the heroes. I'm doing some like a queen walk a counterintuitive thing to me, which is fun to kind of mix up the troops. So shout out to Tip, who 3-starred with his first attack as well. And I'll catch up with him next week. There are always a ton more shout outs that I got to get to. And I can't think of them right now. So until next time, you can get a hold of us at clashclanspodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us at clashclanspodcast.com, and all the contact info will be there. Otherwise, any last thoughts?
Keep it clashy.
All right, keep it clashy, everybody.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.